April 26th.
What is that?
The face of evil is back.
Uh-oh.
Jason X, rated R.
He's here.
Starts Friday, April 26th.
The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
You will suffer an eternity for this.
You want your machete back? Shit, it's yours. Take it. Just remember who saved it for you. Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back.
Hey, if you want your machete back, we'll give it to you. It's all good. Welcome back to Jason X from 2000 and technically 1/2002. It actually came out in 2001 in the European and international markets, 2002, April 2002. And I'm sure we all got some fun memories. We got Zach from Knife Party Podcast. We got Nadia from Horror at Nads on YouTube. And we got the bald dude down at the bottom, Kevin. I don't know what he's doing here other than smoking weed half the time. So,
coffee.
Zach, welcome back, brother. What you been up to? And I want to know about your first memory of Jason X.
I got a great story, but what I've been up to. So it was Friday 13th. So I just did every Friday 13th on my show. I do the next one. I started with 2 and I'm working my way. I just did part 5, which is an abomination. It's terrible. I don't like it's so bad. Number 4 is so good. Number 2 is so good. Number 3 is a remake of number 2. But anyway, we just did The Feast. We're working on Killer Clowns from Outer Space. We're also working on a special episode where we're doing natural born killers, where we all take mushrooms. That's going to be fun. We're on a 342 as we speak right now. And I'm trying to convince your boy over there, Kev, to do Memento with me. And I would love to jump on Excalibur with you, Jeff, because Excalibur is like one of my favorite movies. So I know that's coming up. So I don't mean to tease.
Earmarked for that. And Memento is actually one of my favorite Christopher Nolan movies outside of Insomnia.
Maybe we should do it together and I'll host it. What do you think?
Yeah, we can kick Kevin out. He gets in the way. He's the third wheel.
Well, I thought he would love it because he loves Donnie Darko so much. I'm like, this is right up your alley. But anyway, that's what I've been up to. We also got some sweet merchandise on our Patreon. We got some long sleeve shirts. And besides that, I restarted a band. I haven't played in like 3 years. And I just picked up my bass, got them all fixed up at Blue Moon Guitars in Concord, California. Shout out to Blue Moon. And life is pretty interesting. How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty damn good over here. How about you, Nadia? You got a interesting memory of Jason?
How can I follow up to that?
Yeah, I could throw it to Kevin. I got a weird story with Jason X myself. I'll save it for last, though. But
I haven't done my story yet, but let's hear from Nadia. Like, really, my story is awesome. It's great.
Mine's not much excitement to mine. I saw this VHS rental from the movie store, picked it up, rented it, watched it with my sisters. Not very memorable. All I remember it is the one where he goes to space. That's all I remember it as. So rewatching it as I was you know what? It's fun. It's a fun movie. It's fun. It doesn't take itself serious. So that's the nicest way I can say about it. But yeah.
Or does it?
Does it?
That's a good point. This movie is extremely self-aware and totally okay with itself.
Weird
yes,
character
it is.
names. I completely forgot how weird everybody's name was.
No kidding. Like Rowan, KM. Like we could go down the list.
But you know, it's names people name their kids nowadays, probably.
Yeah, they have numbers in their names, and they're named after like cologne. It's like, Chanel number 5 is going to come in.
Aqua de Chanel, thank you.
Kevin, what about you, brother? You got any fun memories?
I named my kids like Hunter and Harley, but yeah, man. Actually, this one I was
Wrestlers
totally
and Batman.
tracking...
Triple H
Yeah.
and Harley Quinn. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Hey,
If I-
Zach nailed it. 10 points for Zach.
I would name my kids like Kane and fucking Paige if I had the ability to produce children with my wife. I mean, Jesus.
You know, I had the opportunity. Vince, apparently, I'm glad in hindsight I lost that battle.
Just don't poop on anybody's head, you know.
You're
No.
fired.
Yeah, Kevin.
Nasty, baby.
Kevin, did you work at the were you in Usher at the time of this release?
No, so I was down in Riverside and running a coffee shop, 2 coffee shops at this point. And I had been tracking, reading Wizard magazine and any other outlet I could get. And like the YouTube videos, this was like when YouTube was kind of still brand new, I think. Or
Yeah.
somehow I was watching the trailers online and it was dubbed with what was it, Disturbed? And it just kicked ass.
It was It was Drowning Pool.
I was gonna say, yeah, it wasn't Disturbed.
Okay.
Because Disturbed was still falling off stage in Las Vegas because I was there watching that and it was sad. This is more like Static Acid Drowning Pool era.
Dude, Static X.
I just don't like angry white boy music. So I was like,
What about
you're fired? Zach,
what about
you're fired? I'm replacing Kevin now.
Am I the youngest person here? I think.
Yes,
I feel
definitely.
like- okay.
You might be.
Okay.
You're jailbait.
it's not me anymore. Woo!
You're gonna be the first one killed. No, I'm the youngest one besides you, Kev. I'm the only 83 kid over here.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
Nadia is the final girl. We're all dead. She's gonna survive. That's the way these things work.
I'm
out,
not
except
that
for this
virginist.
movie.
No, it won't work. It wouldn't work.
How come everyone has a cooler? How come everyone has a cooler dungeon than I have? I mean, I got the logo. That's pretty cool, but that's about it. Jesus Christ.
Nadia has a great background. Kevin's got the tiki bar, and I
But-
got my legit movie room back here.
But I do know that Kevin's is fake, and I'm in a real movie theater. Because I've seen Kevin move, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that fake? And I'm like, you son of a bitch.
It is.
All right, can I tell a story real quick?
Go
I
ahead.
don't want to jump. Okay. The year is 2002. Okay. I work at the warehouse. You guys remember the warehouse?
Yeah.
Okay. So for those who don't know, the warehouse was kind of like it was a movie rental store that became a CD store, kind of like a smaller Virgin or a smaller Rasputin's. It was a smaller kind of venue. And I'm working there, and it was great because whenever anyone would take in movies, they would go like, "Oh, we'll give you like $3 for this DVD or $2 for this DVD." I go, "Can you meet me in the parking lot and I'll buy it from you for like, like say,
just replay. Okay, I know what you're
So
saying.
Craigslist. Gotcha.
kind of."
Yeah.
So, but anyway, there was this girl that was my platonic friend, and for whatever reason, she really, really wanted to pluck my eyebrows and then to consummate our relationship, even though we're platonic. And then at the same time, I get a phone call from my cousin, who actually still has a podcast called Hoodcast AF, and he goes, "Dude, Jason in Space is coming out tonight in Vallejo. Do you want to go see it?" Now, this is Vallejo, California, so this is not the safest movie theater. And I'm like, get my eyebrows plucked and get laid by a chick that I've kind of been friends with, or go see the new I'm going to go see Jason. So
Choices were made.
a choice and good ones. It was the best experience I've ever had in a movie theater, because I'm telling you, an all black audience screaming at the top of their lungs, "I'd shoot that motherfucker. He's right behind you. What is he doing in space?"
Oh, that's the best.
It was a pro wrestling. It was like seeing pro wrestling.
Seriously.
It was awesome. It was the best. Popcorn was flying everywhere. We didn't even we were drinking fucking 40s and shit. It was like people were blazing, like there was blunts being passed around. It was the greatest movie theater experience, and it happened at 12 midnight on, I think it was April 22nd or April, but it was
Somewhere
opening night.
around there, yeah.
It was the greatest experience, and I go, this is the coolest. I will never be able to top this until we saw, Freddy versus Jason in the same theater.
Like 2 years later.
But anyway, no, it was a great experience. And I remember walking out, I'm like, I don't know if I love or hate this movie, but I really think that they should have on these kind of movies a urban audience commentary that you could have in the background to make these movies even better. You know what I mean? Like if you were to watch, like you could switch over AI. I would like a drive-through audience. Okay, I would like a 1970s hipster audience. Okay, I would like a urban audience, and that's really it was so much fun. It was so great. It was a blast. I think we got out of the theater at 2. I don't think we left the parking lot till 3:45. We were it was like when people, you know, pre-game to like a baseball game or a football game. After the movie, people were just hanging out in the parking lot until like security came and like, what are they going to do? There's like 100 people. There's 100 cars out there and everyone's just smoking and drinking. It was great. This is a great movie. The kills are great. I just remember that. I don't remember the plot line until I rewatched it. But one of the greatest film experiences ever, being in a real theater with real people watching a really crappy movie. That is pretty cool, actually, now that I rewatch it. That's my story.
That's pretty fair. For me, I actually have 2 quick memories. I did do a midnight screening, like Zach was talking about, when it first came out. And then I saw it several months later, right before I went in to Die Another Day. I did a double feature that day. And I don't know why my theater had Jason X in the freaking middle of November 2002, but they still had it there. I went and saw Jason X, and I strolled right on over, and I watched Die Another Day on its premiere day on a Friday, because I had Friday off that day. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to people talking, people behind me, all James Bond fans, packed theater, and they're all talking about Jason X. And I'm like, I just got done watching this. And they're like, dude, was it good? And I'm like talking to almost the whole theater like a speech, like, Jason X is fucking terrible, but it's the funnest movie I think I've seen this year. And they're like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, no. They're like, are the kills good? I went through like this dissertation for like 30 minutes before the movie started. And everybody's just like, no way. I think everybody after that theater went to the Jason X screening and they never paid for it, because back then none of us really paid for two movies in a row.
Hub. Yep.
And that's how I was doing it. And I went from Jason X for a matinee at like 10 a.m. in the morning, right on over to Die Another Day at like 1 o'clock.
Well, there is a relationship between James Bond and Friday 13th, though, because in part 7,
Zach,
they have the beginning, the boom, 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 and he throws some shit.
Part 6, actually, not part 7.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Part 6. I'm about to watch that. Thank you for correcting me. But another thing too is all those movie theaters, they make all their money off concessions anyway. It's not like you robbed them. You kept the people there.
Oh, dude, I paid for a lot of food that day. I'll tell you that.
You guys are so lucky. I was a freshman in high school when this movie came out to theaters.
It's just so young.
I was fresh out of college, working my first retail job, and I had Fridays off. So this is how I made it work.
By the way, going into high school, not like finishing the first year.
So wrong.
Now, did you see this opening weekend, Nadia? Or was this mostly VHS for you? Like,
there's a DVD, whatever, rental. Like, yeah. My parents would never take me to this.
Were you old enough to know Blockbuster? Or please say yes, or else I have to leave. Like, I think there's.
Okay, out of here,
worked
Zach.
at a generic like
all right.
family video Blockbuster thing during high school. So
that's even better.
Yes, the mom and pop stores are way cooler than fucking Blockbuster.
Way better. Yep. Way better.
Yeah, that's
where
family
the real
video guy
culture
back
is.
then. So
yeah, we're old.
What the hell are you talking about, bro?
Oh, he was
Might
so
be the
excited in
funnest
my
movie
chat when
ever
I
made.
said I was doing this after my stream. So yeah.
We're glad he's here to root that one on.
Wait, there's a guy here?
Maybe.
There's a couple of guys here, maybe. I don't want to misgender nobody. I'm just saying.
I just
I make you got father in your name. Kevin is proficient at the glory hole. Nadia is of the utmost respect around here. I'm just some moron who tends to sleep on our streams.
My pronouns are dude, idiot, and legion.
Yes.
Depending on what my mode is, you know.
Hey, I like dude. So,
Sup, dude?
sup, dude? Kevin, let's talk about the good of Jason X.
We're gonna get into
So
it.
we didn't get to
baby.
Kevin's first experience with
Yeah,
All
I was
right,
about to
Kevin.
say we got to hear because Kevin's got some story and it's going to involve like a midget. I guarantee it.
Or Donkey Show.
Oh no,
Honestly,
that was Jason 7, the Donkey Show.
Oh, that's
Gotta-
true.
Yeah.
That might actually be accurate. It's got
I knew
Tina
it.
in it. I remember that. Like Tina and the donkey. That's what I remember the most about part 7.
And Nadia's like, God, what the hell did I get myself into with this show?
Freddy versus Jason, completely different than this stream, but I'm here for it. Let's do this. Go.
It hasn't
what's your
even
story,
gotten
brother?
bad yet. Oh, I don't even think I had a story for this one, other than the fact that like I just totally was like anticipating this movie, and I saw it down in Moreno Valley, which is like in the middle of the desert in between LA and San Diego.
So
And
hell,
yes, it's in the Inland Empire, exactly. But it was a really nice movie theater, and me and my buddies went to go see it, and we had a pretty goddamn good time. It is a fun movie. I remember really liking it a lot more than I thought I did. I was like, that was way cooler than I thought it was going to be. Like, I really was like, I liked the action sequences and the vibe that the trailer gave off, and the movie pretty much sticks to that. Doesn't trail far away from that vibe from the trailer, which was not the smartest thing, but it was fun.
First impressions. I mean, did you love it? Did you hate it?
I liked it. I didn't love it. But I got a real good giggle out of a few parts of it. It was okay. I was excited to get it when it came out on DVD. Like I enjoyed it that much, and it wasn't just
I got
to add it.
VHS, I got
to the
DVD,
collection.
I got Blu-ray, I got 4K that just came out like 2 weeks ago.
Damn. Yeah, I just got that. So I have
Still haven't
not.
opened it yet.
I haven't seen this movie since I saw it in theater. Believe it or not.
Really?
So it's been 23 years. I've
Yep.
just been living rent free in my brain as this is, and you see all these clips on YouTube. And when you guys were going to bring it up, you're like, okay, we're doing Jason month, blah, blah, blah. And you said you're going to do Freddy vs. Jason. I've already done that in my show. Plus, I have to watch that and review it pantsless for reasons. And I didn't want, I knew Nadia was going to be involved and I didn't want to scare her. So I was like, all right, well, we'll do
me either, bro. Jeez.
What is going on?
I
Me and-
forgot, so I'll apologize in advance.
Kevin, put your pants on. God damn it.
Me and Captain Isabel have a special relationship.
That was more wank than I've seen
Wait,
in a long time.
Is this a segment for your channel? You do things pantsless?
No, it's
No.
just whenever Catherine Isabel's involved in anything,
Oh, okay. I got.
I
you.
have to be alone.
I picked up on it. Okay, sorry. It went over my head the first time. I was.
My wife actually leaves the room sometimes when I'm watching a Catherine. Like I was watching Ginger Snap. She go, "Can I leave you alone? Do you want me to leave lube?" I'm like, "How dare you? Stick around."
Yes.
Doesn't matter how the motor gets started. It's where you park the car later on.
Go sit there in the corner.
I
So
feel like my husband should be sitting right next to me because he would fit in a little bit.
he's gonna hear it eventually. Shit. So did you guys know actually how serious that this movie was originally taken and all the hoops they had to jump through to try to get this made, and it almost didn't get made? And we always talk about like it almost didn't get made. I actually did a deep dive for about like 4 hours on this movie. Yeah.
We got about 35 more minutes.
Okay.
But to the short and skinny on that is they initially did this as a fill gap in between Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
And so they were just trying to fill time because they couldn't focus on a freaking movie. And somebody just threw out the idea, hey, can we just take him to space? Because there's nowhere else where we can go with this story otherwise. And they're like, sure, you can have at it and if you get it done, you get it done. They did it on a Sci-Fi Channel budget, and they got people from the TV show Andromeda, which they flipped the roles for Lisa and Lexa Doeg, where they were the complete opposites from their roles on the TV show Andromeda, which was freaking fantastic because I like Lexa Doig. She's married to Michael Shanks from Stargate SG-1. So that's a nice tie-in to our Stargate show on Thursdays. Just quick little shout out on that. But
Subscribe to that.
Never seen it.
But
you should.
Andromeda is a
there's
good show for the first 2.5 seasons ish. Then they lost one of their main showrunners because Kevin Sorbo was like, you know what? We don't want to do this serialized shit. Get out of here. We want to be more episodic. And then they started losing cast members every season thereafter, and it just dropped.
So I got something like you said, but not like you said. So what I have here is that
Zach?
So Paramount actually was going to sell it, but something had to be done in between the Freddy vs. Jason thing. So when New Line bought it, right, and that was in Jason Goes to Hell, and they had to have something or else the Jason license would come up for sale again. Kind of like if you don't use it, you lose it. It's what they call like not a working contract. There's a word for it. But basically, if you don't use a license, you can't just sit on it. So you have to make something of it. So that's what I have here. So they were going to make Jason in the Snow. So it was originally Jason X was going to be not called Friday the 13th because they didn't have the license for that, but they had the license for the character of Jason Voorhees. So they're going to make it so like a bunch of kids in Aspen get lost, and they wind up in Crystal Lake somehow, and they're murdered off like in the snow. And that was the original screenplay. But this movie, just like there we are, just like a lot of the other Jason movies after part 4, there was too many cooks in the kitchen. Part 5 had 7 writers. This movie had 9 screenwriters.
Wait, 9 screenwriters for this movie?
Yes, 9. So they were passing around. They were passing around the script, and then the budget was originally supposed to be $25 million. They couldn't have it, and then everything Jeff said is totally correct. They took it to the Sci-Fi Channel and said, "Hey, man," and they took it to those guys. I have their names written down here. Sean Kunenberg or whatever is one of them. Henry. Oh, by the way, the guy, our lovable Henry from the guy. Oh, why? Because I'm mixing up my facts, or because I'm
Sean Cunningham.
Yeah, the dude that did the music from The House. He's awesome. The House is the best movie ever. Almost. It's up there.
That's his whole franchise too.
I know it is. I love The House, and I love this. I love the music from this movie. It's the best.
You want Jason in the Snow, Never Hike in the Snow on YouTube.
There you go.
That's fucking awesome.
They had to do something or else they were going to lose the license for this shit because they only had a license for it. So they were like, if we don't release something, we're going to have to sell it back. So New Line was like, you're sitting on this title for this Freddy vs. Jason thing. And it's been 10 years. If you don't release something, we're going to sell it back to United. And United didn't even want it. Lionsgate was going to buy it. Or at the
oh God, no. Oh.
It was gonna go. Jason was gonna be up for auction if they didn't do something. So they actually pulled this ball of crap together. I love it though, but a cult ball of crap, a cult classic ball of shit for I think 14 million. They actually cleared. Let's see, they cleared more than that. So they actually got the return. They cleared 17. It only got 22 with the critics, 25 with the audience, and that's when it released. I think they way made their money because this has a cult following. This is not even available on Tubi. It's not available on YouTube or any free sites. This is like, you have to, even in, I have like, check it out. I have like the whole Friday the 13th collection. It's not on here. It's not because it's only. Yeah, it is not.
What Goes to Hell?
It goes to hell, and then after that, go F yourself is what it says on here. It says like this goes to hell
or 2009,
and it goes. He does not go to space. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. That's what it says on the end of this.
Didn't they put him in space because they didn't want to ruin like the continuity of Freddy versus Jason? So put him far enough in the future where anything that would happen with Freddy versus Jason would just fit into the timeline.
Yeah.
Well,
I
the
wish I could.
idea was that they were not sure they were going to get Freddy versus Jason ever made. And when this movie finally hit production is when they finally approved the script for Freddy versus Jason. But then they had a problem with finding a director. And then Bride of Chucky had happened. And that's how Ronnie Yu got then involved. And it's like a domino effect. Like, this wasn't even technically supposed to be a movie that was going to get made. But they ended up making it to, like Zach just went into detail about, to fill the gap. And in that time, they were able to figure out the Freddy versus Jason movie and get it in pre-production. And then it went full bore after that. Because then they completely ignore this movie, period, after that.
Yeah, it's not
this
canon.
is like Leprechaun in the Hood, part 1 and 2. From
Well, Leprechaun goes to
Leprechaun
space
series.
too. Leprechaun 4.
Yeah, Leprechaun 4 is in space as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie was
before this too.
This movie was actually made as a like Jeff was saying, this is a band-aid just to keep the name Jason.
Yeah.
They didn't even care about Friday the 13th. They go, we just
No, I
want to
didn't
keep
give a
the name
damn.
Jason. They didn't give a shit about Friday the 13th. But anyway, all the original dudes from Friday the 13th, and their kids worked on this. They worked really hard to try to put this together. But the studio was telling them one thing. They kept pulling budget. And they actually used the sci-fi, like Jeff was saying, they used the whole sci-fi channel. They dumped tons of money and was like, can you please just make this movie work somehow, some way? And at the end of the day,
this was a Canadian production, so they used Canadian talent. Otherwise, to get it done, they got a Toronto visual effects studio to do this visual effects, which looked at the time actually looked really damn good as opposed to what we get now from Marvel movies, to be honest with you.
I mean, the technology in this too is not so far-fetched with the nanomachines and everything else. I mean, the characters suck in this movie, but they're not that bad for a Friday movie. Like I always say, no one beats Friday Part 2 and Part 4 on the characters, because Friday 3, fuck them. Friday 5, fuck them. Friday 6, fuck. Like all of them suck.
Fired. Get out of here.
What? I'm just saying they're not as good as.
Okay, so we lost Zach tonight, and I'm a big fan of Friday the 13th Part 3. So sorry, Zach. It was nice having you on the stream. It looks like your internet connection croaked out. But we probably should get this moving forward. Zach, I'm bringing you back, brother.
I know, dude. It's funny. You could be OP all you want,
dude. I do this to Kevin and everybody else on our other live streams.
All I'm saying is the characters in this movie are actually likable. Like they're lovable.
Man, that internet connection just keeps glitching out.
Yeah, I don't know what he smoked right before this.
But maybe we should just get into the movie now. The good, the bad, and judge this thing. Kevin, you want to fire us up, brother?
Sure. So, sorry, I forgot we had a lady on with us tonight.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I had anime titties on my stream earlier, so don't worry.
My bad. Well,
Kevin, what you got for us, brother?
This was a fun send-off for Kane Hodder. Kane Hodder's final form as Jason was pretty goddamn awesome.
Uber form is what actually.
Yeah.
This is where the term Uber came from, according to the internet.
Yes. Well, the production crew gave him that
Jason?
name, so everybody behind the scenes gave him that. So
I called him Super Shredder, but everyone called him Uber. Uber Kane. I'm like, all right.
The Super Shredder. Oh yeah, with the Okay.
Yeah.
Does he look like Kevin
go.
Nash? He looks just like Kevin Nash from Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah.
Was that 2 or was
I
that
dig
part
it.
3?
2.
I actually don't remember.
All right, how dare you? You should exile yourself from this. If you don't know Secret of the Ooze, come on, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
He did. He did. Go Ninja, go. Come on, man.
No, there is a dignified difference between Ninja Turtles 2 and 3. A noticeable difference of quality between Ninja Turtles 2
Number
and
3 is shitty. It's supposed to be Turtles in Time, but way not as good as the video game. Turtles 2 is great.
I'll agree.
Okay. Turtles 1 is the best, though, with Casey Jones. Come on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Judith Hogue.
Yep. My husband and I were Casey Jones and April O'Neil for Halloween.
Oh, it's because you like the
Well, that's
redheads.
rad.
I do.
So.
I'm guilty, too.
Guilty.
So, like, I can't say that I was disappointed when this movie came out. Like, I expected it to be cheesy. Like, after you'd seen Jason Goes to Hell, like, you weren't really quite sure what to expect. You didn't. I think you kind of knew going into it this is non-canon, or it was somewhere in between part 8 and 9
to a point.
Yeah, and it didn't really matter once you get to watching it because it's just entertaining. It's fun. You're like, okay, once the movie starts, it's like a roller coaster. It doesn't stop. You cannot get off this ride.
Look at Jeff showing his merchandise.
Bro,
Are you
of course.
shilling?
Keep talking.
Shill.
Little booklet, by the way.
Oh, hey.
Motherfucker.
It's
unboxing right here.
They just announced a Jason house at Halloween Horror Nights on Friday the 13th too.
Yep.
Yep.
What do you guys think about the series coming out?
Ooh,
If
will
I
it
am
come
Brian
out?
Fuller, I'll still watch it anyway.
Yeah.
It's good.
Are they going to be able
I'll
to
watch it.
put it together and get it out the door?
We'll see.
Supposedly. I mean, they're signing cast members and stuff. So
They got that.
right.
So my opinion is they're gonna do the same thing they did with like Bates Motel, where they're taking it. Because how are you going to do a prequel to Friday the 13th without? Because Jason wouldn't be involved.
it should be a mini series.
Wait, you could have part 1 and part 2 in between times.
Oh yeah, I guess you could do that. Yeah, I just thought they might do it like Bates Motel, where they'll just focus on his mother.
You could do
for a season or two.
you could do Bitch Mother and Sackhead, and in between there, and then cut ahead between Sackhead and Mask Jason.
Based on the lawsuit, what they're going to end up doing is it's going to be this is the Victor Miller kind of prequel kind of show. There will be a Jason. It won't be our Jason. That's why they have something called the Jason Universe that is trying to do NECA figures and do everything all on their own outside of the Crystal Lake TV show. So we're going to have two very separate universes. They're going to do the unverse of what Marvel and DC have done with like combined TV and
wait a minute.
universes. They're going to actually keep them completely separate. So we're going to get Bates Motel and then the Psycho movies all on their own anyway, with Friday the 13th and Crystal Lake, the TV show. However, if anybody has had a chance to read the Brian Fuller scripts, and I cannot talk about that too terribly much, that is not what they were trying to do, and that was fucking awesome. When they fired
They were
him, that was
trying
a
to go
bad
pretty
move.
dark, right? Weren't they trying originally to go pretty dark with this series? Like,
Yep.
fuck them kids. Like, I'm talking actual kids. Like, fuck these kids kind of deal.
They were gonna. It was gonna be like, if anybody remembers the Hannibal show with Mads Mikkelsen and
yeah,
we were gonna get that times 10 with the Crystal
Yeah.
Lake show with Brian Fuller. And I've read one script, and that pilot, I guarantee you, would have made people go fucking nuts.
Wait a minute.
We didn't talk about much of that. So
we already have multiple universes. Okay, you have the first universe, right?
yeah,
And that ends. Okay, so you have the first universe that ends on part 5, where they do a new beginning, and you have the Tommy universe, and then you have the whole Evil Dead universe that happens where Jason goes to hell, right? So that's what the Necronomicon is actually in the fucking movie, and the dagger is in the fucking movie, and they're introducing that, and they're saying, oh, Jason is actually a Deadite, and then
so we need to do a flow chart here, everybody.
we need a
Friday 1.
We need a big bill. You need to have like a whiteboard, the tablet.
You want a real
got-
flow chart? You go watch the
strings.
Halloween movies, really. to be
So
honest.
the thing is, do we do it a Venn diagram, or do we do the strings like in CSI?
Strings and CSI.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yep.
And then do you connect it to the comics on top of it too?
I was just about to bring up the comics because the comics. Oh my god,
Those are really good.
they are really good. I had to silence myself. I'm sorry. The comics are actually great.
Yeah.
I have them in my wish list. They're
too.
expensive because they're out of print.
Yes. I read them long ago and I never had a real copy of them because I borrowed them from a friend and they were like, give them back. Here you go.
I had that weird friend that had all those too, and then they didn't even take care of them. Like, can I have them so I can like keep them nice?
Preserve.
And they know because they would put like jolt soda on them, and they'd like have like rings on them, and like, what are you doing? What?
We just got a delivery 2 cases of Jolt Cola. Today.
I used to love Jolt Cola, baby.
Yeah. We just got 2 cases delivered to the house today.
I just had to bring that up because it came back and we just did Hackers because of it. By the way, that movie sucks and is great, just like this movie.
Hey, Angelina Jolie at a very young age.
I need to look for it. I heard it was back, but I haven't seen it anywhere. Lame.
Vitamin
I
Shop.
love Jolt.
Vitamin Shop's the only place that's carrying it.
Really? Damn.
It's weird. I looked everywhere after we found it there, and then we had to go back and order from them. So that's where you can find it.
Weird.
Hmm.
Totally weird.
Mhm.
Okay, so Jason X, everybody.
Okay,
what are
sorry.
some of your favorite things about this movie? Zach, let's start with you, brother.
This is the only movie that doesn't have 13 kills. In every Friday 13th movie, there's 13 people dying, right? In this movie, there's 28 people dying, and it has 60 people dying, but you don't get to see them die because it's when the spaceship, so it doesn't really count. There's 28 kills in here, which is really different. As the real Kevin Smith was saying, the real Kevin Smith, that is. This is the last Kane Hodder. Kane Hodder was a stuntman. He wasn't even in Freddy vs. Jason because they said he was too small. Even though he is a large gentleman, he was only supposed to be actually in one of the Friday 13th, but he loved playing the character so much. He goes, fire the actor. Let me play Jason. And so he did. Let's see what else. This movie is total plagiarism because of all the writers. They started actually using references from other movies because the studio wanted them. There's Alien Resurrection references all over the place in this. There's a really funny reference to when they're the students are looking for stuff, and he goes, "Gold mine, a box of DVDs. I can't move those." That hilarious. They all dress up like future vampire hipsters from. That's hilarious. They mention the BFG from Doom. That's hilarious. These guys live for this. During that scene, that's a reference from Seven. He's screwed. That's just a funny reference. There's an underworld. There's an underworld reference when the lady, the cybernetic lady, becomes all like cybernetic and crazy. Obviously the Super Shredder. There's a lot of references to a lot of movies. It seems like at a certain point, the 9 writers on this film said, I don't fucking care. Just let's finish this thing. All right. Just borrow shit from other movies. They even make a Fly reference in this, which is hilarious. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, and of course what you said, this movie was filmed and shelved for a year. It was shelved for a year, meaning we have this movie, it's on the shelf. It wasn't like it exchanged hands from United Artists to Universal to to whoever. No, this movie was shelved for a year. That tells you something. It got, like I said, it got a 20 to 28 on Tomatoes, which is really, really bad. It did make its money back. But what I was saying, 2025. But I was saying is my wife actually liked one part of this movie, and because I was talking about the actors, and that's Peter Massa, who's is the sergeant in this movie.
Messiah.
She loved she loved that character. She was like, oh my God, that character is so cool. Is he going to die? And I'm like, well, you'll see. He's got like 3 false deaths and he's like John Cena. He just keeps coming back. It's awesome.
John Cena.
Who was also in Resident Evil, the first one.
I didn't see
Yeah,
him.
he was. And, yeah, and he dies, and it's really sad. And
He got the cube death.
Yeah, he got the cube death, and also in Resident Evil 4, they threw out an Easter egg for him. If you ever played the original game,
Yep.
All the other actors are like you said, they're all Canadian actors, and they were in series, I think Stargate series, or no, Battle something.
No, some of them were from the Vancouver sets. So you had quite a few actors that were coming back from Stargate, Battlestar Galactica, and all the other shows at that time. And some of them were like, it was largely Vancouver because that's where Lexa and Lisa were coming from with Andromeda. Because they were in the middle of like season 2 or 3 with their show on Andromeda. And they still had 2 more seasons. And then Lexa would go on to do like Stargate SG-1 for seasons 9 and 10.
But I will say something about this movie that a lot of people do appreciate. They just don't know it. Is that this movie might have, besides part 4, the best deaths in the Jason series. I'm not saying Friday the 13th. I'm saying like the Jason series. Freddy vs. Jason has a lot of cool deaths. Like I love the death bed one. I love when Kathy Izzy is about to get graped, and then like her grape gets like eliminated. I love a lot of that stuff. Yeah, he gets impaled and then thrown, and you see all his glitter sparkle fly everywhere. This movie though has the cryogenic death, which everyone loves. The face slam. It has, of course, a sleeping bag death. It has the you're screwed death. It has
Kevin.
There you go. But this actually helps sell, believe it or not, this helped sell the video game that came out. The Friday the 13th video game had a lot of these kills in it, and they were actually recreated, and it helped sell the video game because they actually recreated it for the trailer. And a lot of people, including myself, bought that game just to say, whoa, there's cool fatalities and stuff. I kind of want to play this game. And it sold a lot of units, but it was a digital game. So it was only be selling for $39 at the time and with no, physical. So they made the franchise actually made a lot of money off the, I don't want to say lore, but kind of off of what this was portraying. And if you actually go on YouTube and stuff and look at like anything Jason or whatever, most of the kills you're going to see are from this movie. Like a lot of people like the kills from this movie, and I agree, they're great. Like they did not. And also the cool thing about this is the first movie Kane Hodder actually said Jason wouldn't do that. Jason would do this, and he had creative control over his kills.
As well, he should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, the slow neck snap was his idea. They wanted him to just go in there and snap his neck.
Yep.
But the slow crunch, that was his idea. Make it more sadistic and
when he was still like normal Jason.
Yeah.
Not Uber Jason.
No.
Correct.
No.
Can we say Super Shredder, please?
Super Shredder. Let's say it really fast.
Now, Nadia, what do you have for highlights for what you like about this?
I can't
movie?
follow Zach on that, man. I just listening there for a TED Talk on Jason X. I like the kills in this, as always. The smash of the face, the liquid nitrogen on the face. That's one of my favorite deaths of the entire
It's almost
series.
the very first kill
Yes.
that like it's like, holy shit, what the hell?
I like how this movie knows exactly what it is. It doesn't try to outplay its playing field. It knows exactly that it's slop, and it leans into it. I like the mix of the futuristic. I mean, not a lot of people would have thought, okay, we're gonna take this zombie type of like serial killer that comes back and kills a bunch of camp counselors, and let's just throw them in space. That's weird. That's a weird idea.
Sounds like a
It
bad
works.
idea.
It works though. It works.
Yeah.
I like the practical effects that he used on it, not too bad. I mean, it's aged pretty interesting. It's not as bad as some movies from this era with the mix of CGI with practical effects, but some of the things were a little hard to forgive on. And I did like the final form of the Super Saiyan Jason.
Am I wrong that Stephen Dupree was the Doctor, correct? And he also helped do the effects on the fly?
You mean David Cronenberg?
No. Stephen Dupree was the assistant who directed The Fly 2.
Oh,
And he's credited in this movie as the Doctor.
I don't know.
I'm not that familiar with The Fly. So
Special effects makeup artist is Stephen Dupaz.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the guy. So So he did the special effects. He was the assistant director of special effects on The Fly, but he also directed The Fly 2, and he plays the Doctor in this and helped do the special effects in this. That was my Fly reference earlier, and I was trying to figure out what it was, and I just figured it out. So there you are.
Neat.
Well,
He also did the makeup on RoboCop 2 as well.
Fucking RoboCop! Fuck yeah! Sorry, I got excited. You said RoboCop. My
6 Degrees of RoboCop.
We have RoboCop news coming up on Saturday, by the way.
Are you gonna have Are you guys gonna have the merchandise finally? Because my wife is waiting for it.
RoboCop merchandise?
Yeah, you guys were talking about you guys had RoboCop merchandise coming out.
No, we got our own merchandise.
No, you were telling me
going on.
It got you banned from YouTube or something. You had
that was Kevin's Wang picture. That got us banned on Patreon.
The Robo Boner.
What?
It was an origin.
Patreon wanted. Kevin did a picture. Full disclosure, he did a picture for our RoboCop remake, and he censored and pixelated the Wang for RoboCop, but Patreon was like, "No, we need your ID, and we're age restricting you. So we need this, that, and this, that, or you are no longer going to be a member of Patreon." And we're like, "Fuck off."
My friends and my family.
I would have sent a middle finger, but shaped like a dick, though.
I still want a Robo Boner. When are they coming out?
We'll figure it out.
RoboCop? I don't know.
Hey, Kevin, you're the resident genius around here with graphics. Do RoboCop. Come on.
Let's get it 3D.
But you make it
let's make it happen. It's got to be chrome.
But not a dick. You make it a rooster, like a cock, like a dressed up as RoboCop.
Or like
Nadia, my wife is gonna love you.
Or a badminton racket.
What about the information needle that comes out? You know, like when he puts.
I bring all of you on this stream, Jesus. I'm kidding.
No, I want to go play RoboCop.
Hey,
anyway, Jason.
Kevin, what do you got for some good moments on Jason X?
The scene where he throws the guy on the drill and he's circling down around real slow.
He got screwed.
I liked that a lot. That was a lot of fun.
Because he kept going down the damn drill, and I'm like, wow, that's good attention to detail.
Yeah. For as poorly as the graphics aged, the holodeck scene was a lot of fun. Both of them were a lot of fun. The latter was a lot more fun than the first one, but where the guys are playing the VR game, and he can't tell that it's them at first or that they're illusions. That was entertaining.
We're killing aliens.
Yeah, but the sleeping bag gag is the best in any of the franchise. Just absolutely the best kill where they won't die and he keeps just slamming her down and down.
And they're giggling.
Do you want to have some pre-metal sex, or do you want to smoke some pot and then just smash cut to slam?
I love the emphasis on pot.
You want to smoke some pot, pre-marital sex.
Nadia, can you cover your ears for a second?
Doesn't Jason wake up when somebody's having an orgasm?
Yes.
A little bit.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does, in fact. Like, he can smell it. He can smell it. Oh!
You might want to take a shower after that, ladies.
I was gonna say, Nadia, I don't want to hurt your virgin ears, but this is one of the only movies where the girls have naturals.
That's
Think of
true.
and
No
all
fake
the other,
bosoms.
there's no fake boobs in this movie. Like when we see boobs, they're real boobs.
Except for
Which
Lisa Ryder when she's doing the robotic scene with the nipple thing.
Yeah.
Those were indeed fake.
But she's not like, who wants to fuck a robot?
Well, somebody
Okay.
did in this
Most
movie.
of America right now, probably. Yeah.
Sex bot. Come on, Zach. Catch up with the times, brother. Elon's got it covered for you. We'll
I'm
get
not
into
into.
that.
I'm not into a self-driving car that sucks my. Sorry, there's a lady in the room. I'm
Sure you don't.
It's
just not. It's not for me. All right.
Just remember,
wanna-
when it's a runny nose.
What if it's
not
temperature
sick, it's just
controlled?
full.
Ooh, Nadia.
What the nipple or the car?
the whole thing.
Everything.
Like, man, 67.
I knew where Nadia was going with that one.
Called a fastball swing.
We'll have to teach him how to do a snowball. But anyway, beyond that, Jason X, good solid movie. It's fun. It can also be very stupid, and there's not some great things with it, like the CGI. Kevin, I think it's time we hit the bad. What's bad about Jason X?
Nothing.
not Bukkake. The CGI.
Oh, okay, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
The
that a
CGI
death
was
claw
just
from
trash.
fucking
Absolute
Fallout?
trash.
could be.
Probably because Todd Farmer named most of the people from either alien movies, sci-fi movies, or Fallout, and the video games that he was playing at the time. So yes, that is a good possibility. But for as fun as the concept was, the technology was just not there yet. And they used a lot more CGI than they did practical effects, and it kind of takes the
Doesn't
movie
help it
down a little
age.
bit for me. Yeah, exactly. Like the older movies looked a lot better using the more practical effects.
Mhm.
It feels like a sci-fi channel production rather than a theatrical production.
Yeah, really, it does. And it
And at the
costs so
time,
much
Sci-Fi
more.
Channel was still okay, but like when you bring it to like modern era, it's like maybe not so much.
Yeah. I mean, the special effects were good for the time. For
Yes.
the time. But let's not forget, I always bitch about the time. It was all terrible. So it's still going to get on my nerves.
Don't
We
bring
always-
up Deep Rising to Kevin because he'll start screaming up a storm. Already.
Whoa, hold on. Stop the bike. Is Deep Rising bad or good? Because I think it's still an okay movie.
Kevin,
I fucking hate that movie.
Okay, all right.
So
Hold on.
goddamn bad.
On the same wavelength here. What about Virus with Jamie Lee Curtis? And
Also tough.
you know what? I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
You know what? It wasn't.
Zach, you are hired. Kevin, get out.
It had nothing to do.
So, Zach, welcome to the team, brother. Glad to have you with us.
Good to be aboard.
I expected Kev to just keep talking and just not stop himself.
I
Just
did
have
for a
fun
bit.
tonight. Kevin, you can't finish your thought. I'm just screwing with you, brother.
I lost it. Fuck you guys.
Virus
Kind
is
of
a
like
good
the
movie. Damn
movie.
it.
Like
It's a-
it tends to get going, and then you tend to lose it. And then it
You're
gets
probably
going
the
again,
guy that
and you
loves
lose
Ghost
it.
Ship. Okay. All right.
I love Ghost Ship.
Of course you
Dude.
do.
First 15 minutes of Ghost Ship is like
It's the greatest. And then it
amazing.
sucks. I had to have a
No.
guy. I had to hire a guy to review it for me named the Chaz. He's a ghost hunter. He knows everything. He anyway, long story short, Ghost Ship fucking sucks. But Virus
Yeah,
is great.
kinda.
Now
Deep
that I
Rising.
haven't read the comic book in 30 years, maybe I could watch the movie again and be like, oh, okay, that's all right.
Just watch first 15 minutes.
Okay, for $15 million, for how much this is pushed out, yeah, the CGI sucks, but the practical effects are good. So I would argue that, and also the laser guns and stuff, and the Colonial Marines, they totally rip off Alien, where they're trying to do. They totally do it. They even have the big fucking guy, like you said, they rip off tons of video game stuff.
Doom, everything. Yep.
It does. But the cool thing about it is when they do it in the I said do when they do it in the cyber realm, at least you know it's a video game. So, but the practical effects, actually, the space effects, though, I think you're right. They do look like made for TV movie.
It's
like
Doom. That's what it looks like.
The like the spaceships and everything else when they come to Earth and Earth is fucked, and it's like, yeah, you're right. It totally is. It doesn't age well. I'm with you.
I do have a question for all of you. Did you notice with the little transport shuttles that they all mimicked a little bit of the hockey mask?
Oh no, I thought it was like
the little white transport pods. When they convert down, they got a couple of them have the red triangle, and then the red triangle along.
Oh shit!
So a couple of the transport shuttles have the mimic of the hockey mask when it converts down to a full mask.
No shit. So
when they dock,
that makes
the windows are eyes.
Yep.
So, but when they come down though, they look like the Fifth Element ship. You know, like when it comes down and like the legs. And it's in the sandy, and I'm like, and I just watched Fifth Element with my wife because she just threw it on, and I'm like, this is totally. It's a great movie, right? It is totally a rip. Like the spaceships look like them, and then they go to their other ship, which looks nothing like it, and I'm like, you're just this movie is pure plagiarism at times.
Well, I have a problem with the big ship in general. When they get to the Solaris space station, it's like the scale is like this ship is bigger than the whole fucking space station, and it just runs right through the dome and kills everybody. I'm like,
and there's only 60 people on the space station. How can there only be 60 people running this whole thing?
Well, there's
just
like over 1,000. They messed up the number apparently.
No, they said the word 60. They say 60 people were killed after they fucking destroyed the whole thing. And you're like, only 60 people are running this fucking thing.
Okay. Do we add that to Jason's body count then?
Yes.
No, we don't. We do not add that to the 28 because
it's in IMDb. I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you, Kane Hodder himself said because it wasn't by my hand, it didn't count.
All right.
He lied.
Bitch.
I mean, technically, it is by his hand. Because they wouldn't be up there if it wasn't for the character.
None of that would have happened without him. You take him out of the script and everything, then none of that happens.
Do you know, I saw a really cool interview where Kane Hodder and Nadia, I don't know if you know who this is. Kane Hodder met Glenn Jacobson at a horror movie convention when Glenn Jacobson was promoting See No Evil. And Kane Hodder said, I retire. He's the real Kane.
Glenn Jacobs, Kane.
I fucking hate See No Evil.
Whoa!
I've never
not
seen
the
it
original.
myself.
Not the original.
Really?
I love the original. The remake's a piece of shit.
Yeah, fuck the remake. I'm talking about. Wait a minute. There was a remake? I thought there was only.
Oh, wait. No, I'm thinking Speak No Evil. I'm sorry.
No.
Wrong one.
I'm talking about the WWE Pro Wrestler
I'm looking
Kane.
at it. Yeah.
The WWE Pro Wrestler Kane starred in a horror movie called See No Evil.
He
right?
did two of
I've
them,
never
actually.
seen this.
He did two of them, and Catherine Isabel's in number 2, by the way.
I know.
They're both
Anyway,
really good.
They are both really good. So anyway, Kane Hodder based his shit off Glenn Jacobs, but Glenn Jacobs based his shit off Dick Warlock. I think his name is Dick Warlock. Was Dick Warlock, who was Halloween number 3, 4.
4. Yeah.
4. Yeah. So Dick Warlock, Glenn Jacobs, Kane Hodder, Jason, See No Evil, Jason Goodnight. Anyway, there you go.
There's and Hatchet, and the cycle is complete.
But I still stand Speak No Evil's original is better, and Speak No Evil remakes are horrible. Anyway.
No, you're fine.
I gotta also say the plot in this. So the students are just trying to fuck when there's a serial killer there. They pick up the serial killer. The doctor wants to cash him in. He's going to get some grant money or something. He convinces the Space Marines. Like the plot line on this, you could tell there was 9 writers and they didn't know what the fuck. It was like someone would call in sick or someone wouldn't show up in time and they're just like, film it. This
Well, it's the same thing that happened on Freddy versus Jason when they had about like 14 different fucking scripts. It's no different than Jason X.
Okay, but Freddy vs. Jason at least follows John Woo, at least keeps it kind of consistent, right? He kind of keeps the stew going. This movie is all over the place where every other 15 minutes something else is going on. This movie is in need of editing. It's in need of editing really bad, and there's so much shit. Like this is like Napoleon Dynamite of horror movies where something else is going on.
Dude,
Why?
Part 5 was fucking Napoleon Dynamite of fucking Friday the 13th, not this movie.
Which one? I'm sorry.
Part 5.
Oh, part 5 is
Ambulance
terrible.
driver.
Part 5 is terrible. Oh my god, the Tommy story, dude, get out of here. And they didn't even have like Edgar and Allan Frog were fighting crime, but yet like a moment ago he was fighting Jason. It's just terrible. This movie suffers from the same plot line crap where I don't know what the F is going on. I just know there's a spaceship going and then Jason's killing people. It loses its id right away and the ego comes out and it just doesn't know what to do. And it's terrible. Like my wife is like, is this movie gonna go somewhere? And I'm like, it's going somewhere. And then we get Uber out. Jason. Yeah. That is its problem. It's like, this is a great movie to throw on the back of a party with the sound down. It is not a good movie to like sit there and go, this is a film. This is not a film. This is like This is
what
like
you relax to is what you do with this movie.
This is an insane clown posse concert. That's what this is. This is not Beethoven. All right.
Put this on the background when you're doing something else.
Exactly. You're smoking weed. You're taking. I actually wouldn't recommend both those. You're doing your taxes and it's in the background. That's what I would recommend.
You're knitting. You're knitting. Yeah.
Yeah, you're knitting. Yeah. You're going, what the fuck am I watching? But it's still entertaining.
Well, I sit here and I actually sat and watched this movie on my surround sound, and I'm like, wow, this is actually kind of fun.
I mean, it's a movie can be bad, but also fun at the same time.
It is bad.
So, yeah.
And it's good. But however, right after this, I watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space right after this. Like right after this. And I'm like, this is so much of a better movie.
Coming up in July on Suns and Shadows, everybody. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I'm telling you, I needed a palate cleanse. I am going to watch something better but my wife left him. She's like, I'm never watching that shit again. I'm like, well, I have it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, mine lasted like 10 minutes. She's like, I'm out.
Oh, my husband doesn't watch any horror movies. Zero.
Oh, and you're still married?
Yeah,
actually, one of his favorite movies is Army of Darkness, but he's never seen any of the other Evil Dead movies.
That's a comedy. That's
what?
I know.
Versus Evil Dead, the show. Come on,
I'll give it to him. The modern horror movies that I have to cover. He'll go some of them to see me, but I always give him the option to be like, "Hey, I'm out."
Valentine's Day, you make him watch Evil Dead the remake 2014. You go, hey, I want to.
No,
I can't.
No.
He hates the gruesome stuff. No.
God damn.
That movie's so good.
Just do Valentine's Day, man. Just do my bloody Valentine.
So I asked him, I said, do you want to watch Freddy when it was on for Freddy versus Jason? I was like, do you want to watch it? It's more of a comedy than I would say horror.
It really is.
And he's like, nope. No
Dude,
interest.
This is how I know my wife is so cool is we go in and like when we watched Evil Dead 2014 or the Evil Dead Rise and it was just her and I, she's like clapping. Like when the title comes, I'm like, I married the right woman. That's what's up.
Evil Dead Rise. That was good.
It's
fucking amazing.
I think he would be open to it, but because it's in the Army of Darkness world. But yeah, he hasn't seen any of the other
Have you tried House and House 2 with him?
Absolutely.
No. Don't do House 2. Just start with House.
No.
Well, that's why I say
I've showed him
House 2.
The Shining. Okay, because I love The Shining. It because of nostalgia and stuff.
That's
and
more
he told me
That is my
And it's
favorite scary movie. That is my
He goes,
favorite scary
I don't
movie.
know if I'm just too dumb to understand or too smart that this is overrated.
No,
I can't,
not
like,
too smart. Definitely not too smart.
Not with The Shining, no.
So
Now, if
Yeah,
he's like
so-
my wife, atmospheric works the best. Originals will always
No.
play better than anything newer. Okay.
nope.
never mind.
I think we
Yeah.
watched the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and he was like, "Nah, this is dumb."
Oh, I can't even
uh,
get her to try any of those.
Yeah,
It was the
no.
original
And
Halloween, and she's like,
That's
"That's pretty
comedy
good." And I'm
version.
like, "That's because the
Action.
kills aren't that great."
Nadia, I got a great idea. Go, hey, this was an Oscar-nominated movie. Show them the substance.
No.
Oh,
Be like, hey, it's Demi Moore, and she's naked. No, go, baby, it's Demi Moore naked.
No,
It's
he already
hot.
knows the concept of that because I had to write it. Yeah, no.
you might as well just show him striptease with Burt Reynolds
Yeah,
and Demi Moore at
no.
that point.
Ew, Burt Reynolds. Ew, gross. If you're gonna show him Burt Reynolds, show him Boogie Nights, like a real man.
No, dude, fucking Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, where he's got the fucking Singapore slingshot
That's Kevin.
Oh, you would so love it. Oh, that is such a Kevin movie. Wow.
on. Guys.
You know what's funny? It's like we've been talking this movie up and down, but like I think we kind of settled on a middle. I don't think we hate this movie. I don't think we love this movie.
Well, and that's the perfect transition to the judgment, everybody. Final judgment time. Kevin, let's start with you, brother.
I think I'm in the middle of the road. You know, IMDb gave this 4.5 stars, and I gotta say, part of me wants to say that's fair, but my baseline of quality is like if I'm entertained, it's at least 5 stars. 5 stars is my entertainment level, and I am entertained watching this movie. I eventually got bored watching it last night. That was my problem, and that was a first for me. I was kind of like, fuck, man, there's other shit I could be doing right now. Like,
Well, Kevin got fired. No, I'm kidding.
playing Indiana Jones.
You can't use that bit more than once per show. Come on, man.
I don't use it for 4 weeks, and then I use it like 3 times in a show. That's the trick.
And most of it was on me. God damn it. I mean, God darn it, you son of a.
Well, we lost Zach. No, I'm
Bleep.
kidding.
Bleep. Bleep.
I'm sorry, Kevin. You keep going. I won't do that again.
Oh no, I don't care.
Nadia, what about? Oh, Kevin.
No, I was gonna say this is the middle of the road. I'm gonna give this a 5. This is an easy 5. It's not that good. After the last year of how what we've been watching on nostalgia TV, this is so very Canadian, and that's not bad. I just understand it better now, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. But golly, I didn't like this as much as I used to. I didn't.
That's okay.
I feel bad.
Don't feel bad, Nadia. What would you judge this?
A 4 out of 10. This is slop, but it's fun. It's not bad. But it's not to me mid, if that makes sense. Like, it's not a mid movie.
It's a
don't know,
little
I
less
had-
than mid.
Yeah, I had fun with it. I had fun with it, but I don't think I would revisit it again, to be honest. Are there worse ones in the franchise? Absolutely, but I don't know. Maybe because I hadn't seen it since I was very young that it held my attention. I wasn't bored with it, but it's definitely slop. It's definitely slop.
Zach, how about you, brother?
All right. Long explanation, but you'll understand it. I love
All right, buckle up, everybody. We need a drink now.
I love space movies, especially science fiction, schlocky movies, or B movies. I judge everything on 2001 Space Odyssey, right?
Oh, shit.
Now, there's movies like Saturn III. There is movies like Enemy Mine, right? That are schlocky, bad movies that I give really high regards. I don't think this is... Okay. I'm going to give this a 74. And I'll tell you why.
Out of what, 300?
Out of 100.
Oh.
So I actually put this I think that this is like, whenever I watch this movie, even though it's great and it's not Friday the 13th for me, it just is Jason Hodder doing his thing or Kane Hodder doing his thing. I really want to see Dead Space. I really want to see Alien. I really want to see something. And it's like, and when you see the Super Shredder, it ruins it. It would be cooler if it just was him getting more and more wrecked. The
It's too shiny.
It's too shiny. It's too clean. It's too polished. It's too shiny. It's not dirty enough. The kills are great. It is funny. All the jokes are there and everything else. But and again, the best parts are the sequences that don't involve space and all the space, and also the sergeant is the best character in the movie, and Jason dying with him and him going to Earth 2, and it, I don't know. I give it a 74. There's no soundtrack to actually like about it. Like one of the great things about Freddy vs. Jason is the fucking soundtrack, and you have John Woo directing it and everything else. But you got your good kills, and it is fun to watch, and it's so silly. This is a stoner movie. It really is a stoner movie. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just there. But I actually say this is better than 2002, 2001 Space Odyssey, because that movie's fucking boring, and at least this movie's entertaining. That's what I say. 74.
God damn, bro. I like 2001. 2010's pretty fun too. But for me, like, I enjoy the movie. It's not a good movie, to everybody's point. It's not that great, but it's a lot of fun at the same time. It does a lot more than what Jason Goes to Hell just did before this movie. It gives people a little more of what they want. Where it tends to fail is like the script just jumps around like way too much. Just random, just Jason being reawakened on a spaceship, wrecking shop, killing people with a bunch of fun new items. That kind of works. It's when he goes into Uber mode and you get like the cybernetic Jason. It's like, you get the CGI scene with the girls in the sleeping bags and the dope smoking and nudity, everything. You finally get your click with that. After that, it kind of is like, what are we doing with this movie? And the way it ends is kind of like, so Jason never really dies, even from an astronomical orbit and burning through an atmosphere and landing in another lake. Oh, let's go see what happened in the lake. And then you see the mask floating down. So Jason's not really dead, even in the future. So they do try and keep that theme going. It's a little odd, though. I'd honestly give this about middle of the road 5, but on an entertainment level, I'd give this an utter 8, because I like Lexa Doig and Lisa Ryder. They're fantastic in this, and Kane Hodder was having a good goddamn time in this movie.
So, Jeff, I have a new thing that I've been doing that I think you guys should adopt. So my new thing is, how would you edit it to make it better?
I would bring in some of the scenes that they cut out, because there's like about 10 minutes worth of scenes that actually add to the narrative of how do we get from point A to point D? Nope. Cut them out.
Kev, anything you would edit out? Or
I would have added more blood. More blood.
Practical blood, not CGI blood. Let's be clear about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Practical.
CGI blood looks awful.
More
It
shadow.
does. Especially in 2002. It's the worst.
I would have done first person stalking through the spaceship.
Oh, that would have been great. Oh my God. That would have.
Doom hadn't done that already and failed at it too.
But they did it in like speed, like fast forward.
Wait a minute. What about if they would have done security camera like switching to make it more gritty? That would,
I would have done it a little more Dead Spacey personally.
But at the time,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, at the time, could have improved it. again, this feels like something you'd see on like you said, Sci-Fi or Spike. One of the things that kind of got me is that you could very much tell that it was Kane Hodder wearing the mask. Like you could see his hairline, you could see his eye.
Oh.
Like you could very much tell it was Kane Hodder.
Did you know that he did not blink even though he had those the contacts in? They had to come and drip because he never blinked during the whole movie, which is pretty crazy.
Well, there's also a continuity flaw that they took an eye out and he magically had it back in his skull for the rest of the movie.
Well, that's because I thought the bugs came and brought it back. I thought
that wasn't until the end of the movie. After the incision scene.
Jeff, when you're right, you're right.
Before the cryo kill, she took his left eye out, and it never went back in.
I just said you're right, Jeff.
It grew back.
It doesn't show his eye. It's just it just shows the eyelid.
But then you actually see his eye looking around after that, though. When he's walking around, that's like, God damn it, you mother! If you're gonna do that,
do it right,
people.
That's all right. They forgot to give Bucky a metal arm in the Thunderbolts. Apparently,
it's an upgraded dishwasher.
There's a scene where he's holding a gun. And you can see that he's got both fleshy hands. And you're like, thought we wouldn't notice. Thought we wouldn't notice.
I don't know.
I don't think that's the biggest problem with that movie. But
was the robot chick when she has sex and she's like, "Oh, our chances of survival are going up." Was that? Come on,
let's go for 100%.
That was pretty lame, was it not? And she does the whole Underworld thing where she's like shooting bullets and it's lame. And then she's like,
Underworld was 2 years later, to be frank with you.
What? This predated Underworld?
Yep.
Fuck Underworld. This movie's better than I'm giving this more points. But yeah, this is now
2003. This was 2001, technically.
Well, technically,
Underworld was just West Side Story, which is just Romeo and Juliet, and I hated it.
Goddamn, I freaking love the Underworld movies. I know, like after the first one, they're all trash, though. But
every girl likes the Underworld movies, and they like.
Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that.
I like the first 4.
I don't like any of them.
Yeah, thank you. There's only good werewolf movies is Ginger Snaps, American Wolf in London. The only good vampire movies are Lost Boys.
Howling? What the fuck was wrong with you?
Dog Soldier.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the OGs, yo.
American Werewolf.
These are OGs.
American Werewolf is the best. And then Ginger Snaps is number 2. Best
I'm with Nadia on this one.
But the best vampire movies are guaranteed. It's got to be Lost Boys and then
God, I hate Lost Boys.
30 days. And 30 days. You hate Lost Boys?
That's how I got fired from a podcast because I hated an episode of
Chef, how do you hate Lost Boys?
I think it's stupid.
It's stupid?
Yeah.
How is Lost Boys stupid? It's one of the greatest teen movies of all 80s movies of all time with the best soundtrack of all time. How can you hate Lost Boys?
Nadia, actually?
I've got the first 2 books for 30 Days of Night.
Ooh. Yeah.
30 Days of Night. That is dope.
30 Days of Night is the only Strigoi vampire movie that's come out in the recent years that actually fucking nails it. And it's awesome. And we were talking about that.
Comics.
Yeah, based off graphic novels. We were talking about that when we were doing John Carpenter's. I'm like, 30 Days of Night is like
John Carpenter's Vampires is my favorite vampire movie.
I should have asked you about that one.
This is my favorite vampire movie.
It's one of ours.
Zach was like, I want John
really
Carpenter's
bad, but I love it so much.
Kev used to love that movie. That was it was Kev's idea, but then he changed his mind after watching it because he got a boner.
I liked it more than I liked it back then because I didn't like the movie when it first came out, but I liked it more now on a rewatch.
That was me.
Like, what the hell's wrong with you, Jeff? And I'm like, I can't help it. I like the movie more now than I did back then.
And Kev was like, "This is the best movie ever." And Kev was like, "I don't like this movie anymore."
It was.
I'm like, I fucking love this movie.
You might want to check our reviews in our back channel.
Yeah, definitely go listen to that one. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a really good one. And also too, your husband who's never seen House, go listen to their review of House, and then go listen to mine, and then you listen with your husband
Our
and then watch
deluxe
it with them.
version, not the early
Ooh,
version.
another good movie that you should watch with your husband, The Stuff. Because enough is it? No,
it won't work.
but enough is never enough.
We're always going to try, Nadia.
He like modern. He likes more modern day horror. So he's like, he goes to like the Insidious movies and Conjuring. Yeah,
Should we try Phantasm with you?
I've seen it.
The
Long time
original?
ago. Yeah, a long time ago.
I have a confession.
1 and
Jeff.
2 might work for him. Beyond that, I don't know though.
That might. I tried to get him to watch Warlock with me. I think it's Warlock.
Oh,
And he tapped
Earl.
out. He was like,
What?
He was bored.
Warlock 89.
I'm
With the
on
blonde
his man card.
Oh,
dude, hold on, Jeff, you're gonna be pissed. I've actually never seen Phantasm. Not any of them.
I'm talking Warlock with pulling the man card.
Oh,
not
dude,
Phantasm.
no, I've seen Warlock 1 and 2. They're fucking great.
Wait, there's a second one?
There's like 4 of them.
Oh, Warlock,
What?
there's 2. And then there's a third
Okay.
one, which is not canon.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a completely different actor altogether.
It's
This
Bruce
is weird
Payne
about-
from Dungeons and Dragons fame.
Well, I mean, that's the reason why I got into that fucking series, because I was a huge D&D-er guy. By the way,
Bruce Payne
one of
was
these
all
days-
right.
I've got
The
a
movie sucked,
D20 popcorn bucket right there.
oh, dude, you don't even know. By the way, one of these days we should
I got
do
my
monsters.
Nosferatu one back here.
We should do Monsters and Mazes with the one Tom Hanks. Have you ever seen that pile of shit?
No.
I don't know that one.
It was a made-for-TV movie about cults taking over via
Oh,
Dungeons.
I remember seeing.
Oh, that okay.
I remember watching something about it. Yeah,
Yeah, it was one of his first movies called Monsters and Mazes, and it's
because
That's
Oh
a
my God,
long
the
time
Satanic
ago.
Panic, right? In the
Yeah,
80s with
yep.
D&D
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yep. I think it was 82 or 81. It's so bad.
82. Yep.
Yeah,
We've been
82.
talking like
Yep,
the
there you go.
Burbs too, so that'd be kind of fun to do too.
It's so good. Oh man, I don't want this to end. Are we done? I'm sad.
Well,
I still want to know,
before-
Nads, did your husband watch the Conjuring movies with you when you were doing the write-up that you're doing on the Warrens?
No, this was a while back. So when we first met each other, he's just not a horror guy, which is fine.
Yeah, that's
Listen,
cool.
Is this
We're gonna
Brad?
We'll tease.
No, no, it's not Brad.
My wife won't watch
Does he
black
watch
and white
pro
movies.
wrestling at all?
No,
Does he even drink? I mean,
Yeah.
like I kind of hate this guy a little bit. I'm sorry.
What,
He's probably
Well,
like,
what kind of
granted,
movies is
I
he
haven't seen a
into?
lot of 80s action movies, so he's the one. So I never saw Highlander. He introduced me to Highlander.
what?
Never
Oh,
saw
okay.
It's a Wonderful
All right,
Life.
all
He
right,
introduced
all
me to
right.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
So like there's compromise. There's a little,
Has he ever
What's his
seen the
genre
movie?
of choice though?
Has he ever seen the movie Predator?
Yes, he's seen Predator. Yes. And
I was gonna
Alien.
say any man who hasn't seen Predator, you're out of here.
Can he quote the movie Predator from start to finish?
I don't know about that.
Then he won't
Maybe.
get you pregnant. Move on.
Oh my!
Just saying.
All right, that might
I'll
be a
make sure to
good
tell
place.
him that.
Zach's trying to get us killed on YouTube.
Oh shit!
Zach, send us out of here. Where can
This
people
goddamn
find
movie will
at?
make
What
you a
got
sexual
coming up next?
tyrannosaurus, just like me. Sorry, I didn't mean to blow up the spot. I'm just saying. Every man should know Predator from start.
All right. Well, where can people
I love
find
you
you at,
guys.
Zach? What you got coming up next?
Well, because I'm probably never going to be invited back after this, you can find me at, of course, the Night Party Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts for free. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/nightpartypod. And I answer every and all emails at nightpartypod at yahoo.com because I keep it old school.
Yahoo. Nadia, where can everybody find you at, and what you got coming up next?
Thank you for having me on. This was a blast. This was
Absolutely.
an absolute blast. I have a YouTube channel I run called Horror with Nads, and then tomorrow we've got our members chat. Thursday is going to be 28 years later, talking about that on a live stream with a bunch of
Ooh.
panelists after I see it in the morning, and then Friday Stranger Things rewatch as I'm doing to lead up to season 5. So
We're quick for Nadia. What's your handle on X so I can follow you?
Nerd Doll Face.
Nerd doll face? No,
Yeah,
like spaces.
I'll put it in the private chat.
Cool.
It's also in the description down below too, because I was trying to update our description. I'm like,
I got
what's
it.
your handle on Twitter, because I'm like, Horror with Net. Like, I follow her. Why
No,
am I not
I've
following
had
it?
that.
And it's like, oh yeah, it's
I know I need to upgrade my Twitter one back for my YouTube.
I have an idea that you and I should watch. I should show you movies that your husband should watch with you, and it would be a romantic experience.
you're gonna kill him.
Can he sit in the room too?
Hello, husband of Nadia. It was nice knowing you for as long as you've lasted. Well, make sure you head on over to Zach's show,
follow
Nadia's show. We greatly appreciate everybody being here. Kevin, what about you, brother? Where can everybody find you at? What we got coming up next?
Next up is Thursday. That's our Stargate Files show with you and Steve Skeeter. We're taking this Friday. Oh, yes. Plug that one. I don't know anything about your Thursday night schedule. I was just trying to add that.
Thinking you were going to plug that damn show anyway.
That's the thing. I never do, and I need to try to remember because I'm still part of the family and all. But anyway, we're going to be here every Saturday night on Deadwire Live. We're here every Tuesday night on 0-Point Reviews, and every other Friday night on Nostalgia TV.
And what are we doing Excalibur?
That is going to be in August.
Fuck yes, Excalibur.
Well, July, we're tweaking our schedule. We're going to be not doing what we originally planned because of people couldn't keep schedules with us. So it's like, oh, all right, we're going to implode it and we're going to do something else and do something fun.
My friends are fans of yours. What's going on, man?
Horror stuff in 90s sci-fi horror. We're going to be doing like screamers. We're going to be doing, Kevin, you remember what else we were doing?
I know we talked about Tremors.
Kevin Bacon.
Killer Clowns.
Oh, yeah.
Doing that this week.
Yeah, we're doing Predator 1 and 2, Killer Clowns, the stuff, and then we're gonna maybe do the Blob, I thought.
Yeah, we might watch the Predator with me again so he can recite it to practice.
Yes. We might dude, so we're doing
a big show. The first Predator one is our July 1st episode, and we got like 5 people on. I'm gonna be like, God, how do I wrangle that in?
Well, I can't jump into that, but you got 5 people. But we are doing I'm trying to get Memento. If you guys, Kev, Jeff, and Nadia, if you guys want to be on, let's do that. Have you ever seen Memento?
It's my first Christopher Nolan movie I ever saw.
It's amazing. It's a really mindfucker movie, and it's really great.
Told in reverse, baby.
It's reverse and fast forward at the same time. And we're going to do also Killer Clowns from Outer Space this Thursday. If you guys want to jump on, Nadia, Jeff, Kev, whoever wants to jump on that. I know you guys are doing your own thing, but we're going to do it this Thursday. And we're also going to do Natural Born Killers, and there may or may not be mushrooms involved. I don't know. It might happen. That'll be fun.
Maybe we'll go on a trip with everybody and have a good old time.
Or you could just make us freak out while we're like, whoa.
See, I watch animations. Not that I condone doing drugs, but I'm just.
Oh, no.
Psilocybin is not a drug. It is a life choice. I love you guys. All right. Thank you so much for having me, guys. Jeff, Kev, Nadia. Great to meet you, Nadia. I love you guys. Suns and Shadows and all 0-Point Reviews. I think we made a little bit of points, though. Just a tiny bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But everybody, go head on over to Zach at Night Party Podcast, Horror with Nads on YouTube. Make sure you give them a subscribe, give them a follow. They got some great content. I love checking them out. And Nadia, I'm going to be watching Stranger Things season 5 too. If you need an extra, please let me
Yeah.
know.
You're welcome anytime Friday if you'd like to join us. I'll let you know. Like the details. You're welcome.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button on the way out. Share, subscribe this channel, and hit the bell notification so you stay tuned to all of our video content. And we will see you all on the next one.
What's up?
On April 26th,
What was that?